Hello everyone. I would like to continue with the previous video. We got left off where we found x and then we figure out y by substitute the value of x, which is 13 over 10, into the parabolas to figure out the value for y. Before I continue, I would like to go back and kind of review a little bit for everyone here. In this example 4, what we have to do is we are to find the equation of the line in general form, a tangent to the parabola y equal to x squared minus 3x plus 2, and perpendicular to the line 5x minus 2y minus 10 equal to 0. So basically, in finding the equation for the line tangent to the parabola, so tangent to a certain function, it means that you have to differentiate that function. So that means we have to differentiate the equation for the parabola. And if the value of x is given to us where this tangent touches this curve, this parabola, then if we substitute that into this differential equation, you can find the value for the slope. To find the equation of the line, you need to you need to have a slope and a point. Okay, but in this case, you cannot you are not given a point, but you are given a slope. But do we actually given a slope here? We don't. It's given us in this form by saying that perpendicular to the line 5x minus 2y subtract 10 equal to 0. So this is the line that is perpendicular to this tangent. So when it's perpendicular to this tangent, what I want to do is if I manipulate the equation and I put it into the form of mx plus b, then I can pull out the slope from here. Okay, so this is the slope and intercept form, y equal to mx plus b. Make sure you have a 1 in front of the y. So when I isolate the y, I end up with this equation as 5 over 2x minus 5. I can read the slope right from here. So the slope of this line, which is perpendicular to the tangent, is 5 over 2. Now I use a concept of perpendicular to. That means I can take negative reciprocal of the slope to give me the slope for the tangent. And we found the slope for the tangent is negative 2 over 5. After we found that, we substitute into this differential equation so that we can at least find the value for x. So you need to go back and remember this, right? So y minus y1 equal to x minus x1. So this is the key for you to find the equation of a straight line. Then it means that you need to have a slope, you need to have a coordinate of x and y. So we had the slope here. So in order for us to find x, we just have to substitute into this equation to find x, because this is the point where the tangent will touch the curve. You see right there. Okay, so if you take a look at 13 over 10 that we found, which is 1.3, so I think is very close to what we have. Very close to have. So if the 2 is right here, that means here's a 1, and his 1.3 is somewhere there. Okay, so we are pretty close. So now what we are going to do is we are going to substitute this value 13 over 10 into the equation for the parabola to find y, because exactly where at this point, okay, where it touches the parabola, I have the values for x, so I can project it onto this y-axis to find the value for y. So you have to substitute that x into your parabola equation. And we kind of get stopped here, so I will continue. Okay, continue by writing it as y evaluate at 13 over 10 for x equal to 13 squared will give me 169. 10 squared will give me 100. I will multiply 3 by 13. I should have 39 over 10 and plus 2. At this point, I will take a common denominator for these three numbers. So for this fraction, and this number 2. So the lowest common denominator should be 100. So this is 100 I multiply by 10, so I should have 390 over 100. I should have 200 over 100. Okay, so then I should end up with 169 subtract 390 plus 200 divided by 100. So the answer here should be y equal to negative 21 over 100. Okay, and then x is equal to 13 over 10. Okay, so these are the coordinates that we have to look for. Okay, so it's a good idea to go back to our diagram, to the figure that we have, the graph, and you see that this is where we have, so if I click on this, so let me try to click on this to see, here is kind of 1.3, okay, and then negative 21 over 100 is negative 0.21, so it's pretty close. It's pretty close to what we have. So it's a good idea to check what we have on the graph. And now you have the slope, you have a point. You can go ahead and find the equation for this tangent line. So the slope is negative 2 over 5. So m is for this tangent is negative 2 over 5. So again, as a reminder, I will write this equation again. Okay, so x minus x1, and then this is the equation that we substitute into. Alright, at this point, I know that we are working with fraction, and the equation that we need to give for the answer is this. I don't know how many times that I try to emphasize to everyone. The reason I keep emphasizing is because you need to have A, B, C as integer. Okay, what are integers? Integers are whole number, but they can have positive and negative sign. If you add, you put a negative and positive sign to this whole number, you are having integers. Okay, so we need to give the equation for this tangent in this form. So there are quite a few steps that we need to be mindful of the algebra so that we can get to this form. Okay, so I will go over step by step to make sure that we don't miss any of the algebra here. Alright, so I will write y minus y1, so y minus negative 21 over 100 equal to negative 2 over 5 and x subtract 13 over 10. Okay, so at this point I recommend everyone to simplify this, take away the bracket, so that means I will distribute the term. Okay, so this will give me y plus 21 over 100 equal to negative 2x over 5, adding that with 26 over 50. Okay, so negative 2 over 5 times negative 13 over 10 will negative 2 times negative 13 will give me positive 26. 5 times 10 give me 50. At this point, I strongly recommend everyone to, starting from here, don't try to simplify this and bring it over. You probably do one step more than you're supposed to. But the best is at this line, or at this moment here, you are going to take the lowest common denominators, okay, for both sides of the equation. So between number 100, number 5, number 50, see the lowest common denominator would be the 100. So you want to change all of this term into a fraction with the same denominator of 100. So if I do that, that means I multiply 100 with y. I will put it over 100 plus 21 over 100, negative 2x is 5. Okay, to turn that into 100, I times this one by 20. I times this one by 20. And from here, I should have this. I time this one by 2. I'm sorry, times this one by 2 as well. So what do I get? 100y plus 21. At the same time, I might as well put them over 100, okay? So here over 100, I should have negative 40x, okay? And plus 52, all right? Okay, so how do I get rid of the 100 at this point? That means you are going to multiply both sides of the equation by 100. Whatever you do on one side of the equation, you do the same thing on the other side, right? Okay, so in this case, I cancel that, cancel that, cancel that. So in the end, I have 100y plus 21 equal to negative 40x plus 52. Okay, so at this point, you see, you get rid of the denominator altogether, and all your coefficients or your number turn into the integer. So at this point, all you have to do is just bring this term over to the side. Subtract 52 equal to 100. Okay, so combine this 21 and 52. I should have negative 31 and this equal to 0, right? Okay, so now you see a is equal to 40, which is an integer, b is equal to 100, which is also the integer, and c is equal to negative 31, which is also the integer. Okay, so I think I should write a step right here so that everyone will know. So negative 40 x over 100 plus 42, 52, I'm sorry, 52 over 100. Okay, so I just want to write that step down. Then from here, you can see that this is actually, in fact, this line, and this is actually what I got from here. All right, so let me write this equation into where we have to write on our graph. Okay, so I go back to our graph. So this is the tangent line, and the equation for this tangent line, which we found, is 40x plus 100y subtract 31 is equal to 0. Okay, a is equal to 40, b equal to 100, and c equals to negative 31. Alright, I think I will stop this video right here, okay, and I will continue with the example number 5 in the next video. Thank you, everyone.